Okay, magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ngayon, ang susunod natin na topic ay division of polynomials, but this time we'll be using another method, a simpler method. We call that synthetic division. Bakit tinawag na synthetic division? Later on, we'll find out. Okay, now, there is a rule, a specific rule for this method that we have to follow. Ano po yan? When our divisor, d of x, is linear, pag sinabing linear, degree is 1, the degree is 1, then we have to rewrite the divisor in the form x minus c. Remember, the coefficient of x should be 1. Na? Hindi pwedeng 2, hindi pwedeng 3, it should be 1. The coefficient of x is 1. C here is any real number. Na? In this case, c would be the synthetic divisor. Ano po yan? Madali lang po. Ganito lang. Let's try to answer number 1. So, let's use synthetic division to divide p of x by d of x and write the answer in the form q of x plus r over d of x. So, we are to divide x cubed minus 3x squared plus 8x minus 10 divided by x minus 4. Bago tayo mag-synthetic division, itry muna natin by long division. No? Para mamaya ma-compare natin kung pareho ba talaga yung lalabas. So, let's try the long division method. So, x cubed minus 3x squared plus 8x minus 10 divided by x minus 4. So, wala tayong missing term, so hindi tayo maglalagay ng 0. So, let's divide. X cubed divided by x is x squared. Isusulat natin sa taas ng negative 3x squared. Then, multiply x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 4 is negative 4x squared. Then, subtract. So, change the sign, plus. So, x cubed plus negative x, that would be 0. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1, x squared. Then, bring down 8x. So, x squared divided by x, that would be x. So, isulat natin katapat ng 8x. So, positive x. X times x is positive x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Then, change the sign. Change the sign, proceed to addition. So, 1 plus negative 1 is 0. 8 plus 4 is 12x. Bring down negative 10. Let's divide again. 12x divided by x, that would be positive 12. So, plus 12. 12 times x, that's 12x. 12 times negative 4 is negative 48. Then, change the sign, proceed to addition. 12 plus negative 12 is 0. Negative 10 plus 48 is 38. So, the remainder is 38. So, rewriting the answer in the form q of x plus r over d of x, thus we have x squared plus x plus 12 plus the remainder is 38 over the divisor x minus 4. So, this would have been the answer. That is by long method. Ano yung synthetic division na sinasabi? Ganito lang po. Madali lang. So, let's try synthetic division. Okay, so the first step that we do is make sure that the polynomials are arranged in standard position. O, naka-standard position na ba? Let's check. So, raised to 3, raised to 2, raised to 1, raised to 0. So, in this case, the polynomial is already written in standard form. Now, may missing term ba? Raised to 3, 3, 2, 1. Wala namang missing term. Kasi pag may missing term, may gagawin tayo doon. Later on, we'll find out. Then, ililista natin yung coefficient. Take note, only the coefficient of the term. So, ang coefficient nito ay 1, ilista si 1. Ito ay negative 3, ilista yung negative 3. Ito ay positive 8. Ito ay negative 10. Okay. Then, in this case, our divisor is x minus 4. No? Remember that the divisor x minus 4 should be in the form x minus c. No, x minus c. Kasi yung c, ito yung magiging synthetic divisor natin. No, so in this case, yun ba ay nasa form na x minus c? Yes, in that sense. So what's the value of c? In this case, the value of c is 4. The value of c is 4. The x minus c, x minus 4. So the value of c is 4. Isusulat natin dito. So, the synthetic divisor is 4. Then, ang gagawin natin, first step, bring down the first coefficient. So, the first coefficient is 1, bring down. Then, multiply to the synthetic divisor. So, multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. Saan natin isusulat? Isusulat natin sa next column. So, this is the first column. The next column is at negative 3. So, 1 times 4 is 4. Isusulat sa next column. Laging ganun na. Always write the product to the next column. So, negative 3 times plus 4. Yung pababa naman ay plus. So, kapag ganito, that's multiplication. Kapag pababa, that's addition. So, negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Then, 1 times 4 is 4. Remember, isusulat mo siya sa next column. So, dito. So, isusulat natin yung 4. Then, pababa is addition. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 times 4, that would be 48. Isusulat sa next column. So, 48. Then, negative 10 plus 48, that would be, what? 38. That would be 38. Now, etong nasa dulo, hindi na natin pwedeng i-multiply. Bakit? Wala na tayong paglalagyan dito. Wala nang next column. So, dahil hindi na siya i-multiply, so ang tawag natin dito ay remainder. So, this is the remainder. Ngayon, kuha kagad yung remainder. Now, how do we determine the quotient? Kasi ang quotient natin ay dapat of the form Q of x na plus R over D of x. So, how do we, may remainder na tayo, may divisor na tayo. How do we determine the quotient? Simple lang yan. The remaining terms or the remaining coefficients are actually the coefficients of the quotient. So, ito yung 12, the constant term, so walang x. So, remainder, ang arrangement natin ha, remainder, constant. Ito yung with x, ito naman yung with x squared. Kung may susunod ba, x cubed, x raised to 4, x raised to 5, and so on. So, remainder, constant, term with x squared, and so on. So, in this case, the quotient would have been 1x squared, or simply x squared, 1x, that's positive, so isusulat natin plus x, and then positive 12, that would be plus 12. So, this will be q of x. O, yan ang q of x natin. So, isulat na natin yung sagot natin in this form. So, that would be x squared plus x plus 12 plus the remainder is 38 over the divisor. Anong divisor natin? Ayun, x minus 4. X minus 4. Divisor, hindi synthetic divisor. Yung divisor x minus 4. Thus, this is our answer. Now, let us try to compare this with our previous answer. Ito yung previous answer natin kanina. Using long division. Do we have the same answer? X squared, x 12. Then 38, x minus 4. Pareho. So, in this case, pareho ang lalabas, pero magkaiba ng method. Why do we call this synthetic division? Ganito lang yan, no? In the process, may division. This is division actually, no? The whole process is dividing polynomial with another polynomial. Pero in the process, doon sa mga operations, may division operation ba? Wala, di ba? Kasi ang operation natin puro multiply and add. Multiply and add. Laging ganun. Walang division na operation in the process. Kaya tinawag na synthetic division. Synthetic division. In the method, you will not actually divide. You will just multiply and add. No? But the whole process is actually dividing polynomial with another polynomial. So it's called synthetic division. So perhaps that's helpful. Now let's try another example. Okay, now let us try to solve activity B of activity 1. No? So we are to divide P of x, that's 3x raised to 4 plus x squared plus 24x minus 8 by the divisor x plus 2. Pansinin yung dividend natin. 3x raised to 4, x squared, x, then constant. Now, as you can see, walang x raised to 3. So, that term is missing. So, kapag may missing term, the rule is maglalagay tayo ng 0 para sa missing term na x cubed. No? So, maglagay ng 0 para sa x cubed. So, the first coefficient is 3. 0 para sa x cubed. The coefficient of x squared is 1. The coefficient of 24x is 24. And the constant term is negative 8. Okay. Now, let us identify our synthetic divisor. So, di ba, sabi ko kanina, our divisor should be in the form x minus c, x minus d. But, the divisor that we have is x plus 2. This is positive. So, isusulat natin to in the form with minus. X minus. No? So, anong gagawin natin dito? Anong ilalagay natin sa loob ng parenthesis so that, pag sinimplify mo, that would still be x plus 2. No? So, minus, ano ilalagay natin dito? Of course, dapat negative. That would be negative 2. Para pag sinimplify natin, babalik lang siya sa x plus 2. So, in this case, our synthetic divisor is not positive but negative 2. So, yun lang ang technique. Or rather, yun yung appropriate way of finding C. But there is a technique. No? Ano yung technique? Halimbawa, kanina di ba, x minus 4. The synthetic divisor is 4. Ngayon, x plus 2, the synthetic divisor is negative 2. What have you observed? Paano kapag nilagay ko x minus 5? What do you think is the synthetic divisor? If you think the synthetic divisor is 5, then you are correct. What if we have x plus 5? What do you think is the synthetic divisor? If you think that the synthetic divisor is negative 5, then you are correct. Now, what's the technique? If this is minus, this should be positive. If this is plus, this should be negative. So we always change the sign. Thus, if we have x minus 15 as the synthetic divisor, or rather as the divisor, then the synthetic divisor is positive 15. And if we have x plus 20 as the divisor, then the synthetic divisor should be negative 20. Ganun lang kasimple, no? Okay, now, balikan natin dito. Since our divisor is x plus 2, then the synthetic divisor is negative 2. Just change the sign of the constant term here. So that would be negative 2. Then let us do synthetic division. So bring down the first term, that's 3. Then multiply 3 times negative 2, negative 6. Isulat sa next column, that's negative 6. Then pababa is addition. 0 plus negative 6 is negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 2 is positive 12. 1 plus 12 is 13. 13 times negative 2 is negative 26. Negative 26 plus 24 is negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. I-multiply pa ba yung negative 4 sa negative 2? Pag chinek natin dito, wala ng next column. So, hindi na. So, yung term na i-multiply is already part of the remainder. In this case, this is our remainder. Okay? Ito yung ating Q of X. This is our Q of X. Paano natin ma-identify kung ano yung Q of X? So, remainder, this is constant. Remember, constant to lagi. Ito yung with X. Ito yung with X squared. Ito yung with X cubed. Kung may kasunod pa, X raised to 4, X raised to 5, and so on. So, rewriting the final answer in the form Q of X plus R over D of X. So, we have Q of X is 3x cubed minus 6x squared plus 13x minus 2 plus the remainder is negative 4 over the divisor. If this is negative 2, the divisor is x plus 2. That's the technique. Always change the sign. Over the divisor x plus 2. And this is now the final answer. Okay, so let us continue our discussion of synthetic division. So we have negative 3x raised to 5 plus x squared plus 24 6x divided by x plus 3. As you can see, though the dividend is arranged in standard position, or rather in standard form, there are missing terms. Wala tayong x raised to 4, wala tayong x cubed, wala ring constant term. So, lahat ng missing term, lalagyan ng 0. So, the first term is negative 3x raised to 5. So, we have negative 3 para sa first term. Negative 3 as the coefficient. Wala tayong x raised to 4, so that would be 0. Wala tayong x cubed, so that would be 0. Then, we have x squared. The coefficient is 1. Then, we have 246x. The coefficient is 246. Wala tayong constant term, so maglalagay pa rin tayo ng 0 para sa constant term. Then, in this case, our divisor is x plus 3. That means our synthetic divisor is negative 3. So remember to change the sign. If this is plus, then make that minus. Or make this one negative. So that's negative 3. Bring down the first term. So negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Remember to write it on the next column. Pababa, addition tayo. 0 plus 9 is 9, times negative 3 is negative 27, plus 0 is negative 27, times negative 3 is positive 81, plus 1 is positive 82. 82 times negative 3, so check natin, 82 times negative 3. So 6, 8 times 3 is 24. That would be negative 246. Negative 246 plus 246 is 0. 0 times negative 3 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. So, dahil hindi na tayo makakapag-multiply pa, kasi wala ng remaining column, so this is the remainder. So, the remainder is 0. This is the constant term, constant, with x squared, with x cubed, with x raised to 4. Therefore, the quotient is negative 3x raised to 4 plus 9x cubed minus 27x squared plus 82x. There is no remainder, so this will be the final answer. That's it. Now, let us go to the next problem. So, we have letter D. So, for letter D, we have 2x cubed minus 5x squared minus 14x plus 3. So, there is no missing term here. So, just write the coefficients. 2, negative 5, negative 14, positive 3. Now, let's look at the divisor. The divisor is 2x plus 3. There is a rule that I've explained a while ago that the divisor should be in the form x minus c. X minus c. So, our divisor is 2x plus 3, but we have to transform it into the form x minus c. That means the coefficient of x should be 1. Pero ito ay 2. So, anong gagawin natin para maging 1 yan? Of course, we have to divide this by 2. So, divide everything by 2. So, i-divide natin yung ating divisor by 2. Thus, we have a new divisor. D of x over 2 equals, this is x. So, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So, that will be x plus 3 over 2. Okay. You're writing it in the form x minus c. So, that would be x minus the negation of 3 halves. So, that would be negative 3 halves. So, therefore, our synthetic divisor is negative 3 halves. Remember, yung divisor natin ay dinivide natin sa 2 Ibig sabihin, may effect yon sa final value. Or sa final answer. What will be the effect? Later on, we'll try to find out. Okay. Now, let us try to divide. So, our synthetic divisor is negative 3 halves. It's a fraction, of course. So, madali lang naman mag-operate ng fraction, di ba? So, let's see. Bring down the first terms. That would be 2. So, remember, kapag nag-multiply tayo ng fraction, multiply sa taas, divide sa ilalim. No? So, multiply sa taas, divide sa ilalim. Pwede natin unahin yung ilalim. Now, that's division. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Sa taas ay multiply. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Pwede rin naman yung sa taas muna. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, divided by 2 is negative 3. Pero mas madali yung kanina, no? Divide muna sa ilalim para lumiit na yung number bago tayo mag-multiply sa taas. So, ulitin natin. 2 divided by 2 is 1, times negative 3 is negative 3. Isulat sa next column, then let's add negative 5 plus negative 3 is negative 8. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4, times negative 3 is positive 12. So, isulat natin dito. Then, negative 14 plus 12 is negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Times negative 3 is positive 3. Then, we have 3 plus 3 is 6. So, in this case, this is our remainder. Now, pumunta tayo sa quotient. I-check natin yung quotient. Remember, we have divided the divisor by 2. Anong ibig sabihin? Nung dinivide natin yung divisor sa 2, lumiit yung divisor by 2 times. So, lumiit ang divisor by 2 times. That means yung quotient mo, lumaki by 2 times then. Na lumaki ito by 2 times. So, ang gagawin natin is, i-divide natin to by 2 para bumalik sa original value. So, in this case, 2 divided by 2 ay 1. Negative 8 divided by 2 ay negative 4. Negative 2 divided by 2 ay negative 1. We don't divide the remainder. The remainder remains 6. Ang dinidivide lang po ay yung quotient part, no? Nag-divide tayo ng 2 So, just to recall, since nag-divide tayo ng 2 sa quotient, sa divisor, then kailangan mag-divide ng 2 sa quotient. Pag 3 ang dinivide, 3 din ang i-divide. Pag 4 ang dinivide, 4 din ang i-divide sa quotient. Nakuha niyo? So, the remainder, hindi na dinidivide. The remainder remains the same. This is the constant term. Remainder constant with x squared. Therefore, the quotient is x squared minus 4x minus 1 plus the remainder is 6 over the divisor. The original divisor is 2x plus 3. No? So, if it's negative 3 over 2, that means the divisor is 2x plus 3. Okay, so for this example, we have 3x raised to 4 minus 2x cubed plus 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 divided by 3x minus 2. So, isulat natin lahat ng coefficients. Since wala tayong missing term, so dire-diretso lang tayo. 3, negative 2, positive 6, negative 7, and positive 2. And our synthetic divisor, tingnan natin kung paano. So, the divisor is 3x minus 2. So, we have to transform it into the form x minus c. The coefficient of x should be 1. So, that means we have to divide the whole denominator by 3. So, we have d of x over 3 is equal to, so 3 divided by 3 is 1x minus 2 over 3. So, in this case, our synthetic divisor is 2/3. So, paano ang technique? Ganito lang yan. So, pansinin ha, ang denominator natin ay 3x minus 2. So, the synthetic divisor is 2/3. Kanina, we have 2x plus 3 in the previous example. So, the synthetic divisor is negative 3/2. As you can see, if this is minus, the divisor is positive. If this is plus, the divisor is negative. No? Tapos, 3 sa taas over 2 sa ilalim. Ito, 2 sa taas, 3 sa ilalim. Ganun lang. So, if we have 4x plus 5, this is positive 5. So, pagdating dito, we have negative 5 over 4. If we have 3x minus 7, so the synthetic divisor would be positive 7 over 3. Ganun lang kasimple. So, but remember, pag nag-divide ka ng divisor with a certain number, you have to divide the quotient with the same number. So, pag nag-divide tayo ng 3 sa divisor, sa quotient mamaya, magdi-divide din tayo by 3. So, let's do it. So, ang divisor natin ay 3x minus 2. That means our synthetic divisor is positive 2 over 3. So, bring down 3. So, remember ha, sa ilalim ay divide, sa taas ay times. So, 3 divided by 3 ay 1, times 2 is 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 divided by 3 is 0, times 2 is 0. 6 plus 0 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2, times 2 is 4. Negative 7 plus 4 is negative 3. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1, times positive 2 is negative 2. 2 plus negative 2 is 0. So, this will be the remainder kasi hindi natin siya dinivide, no? Or hindi na natin siya minultiply. So, this is the remainder. This is, remember, nag-divide tayo ng divisor by 3. So, what do? Kailangan din yung quotient, i-divide natin by 3. So, divide this by 3. Okay? Yung remainder hindi nakasama, ha? Yung quotient lang. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 0 divided by 3 is 0. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. The remainder is 0. So, this is constant with x squared, with x cubed. That means the quotient would be x cubed plus 0x squared. Siyempre, hindi mo na isusulat kasi 0 yon. 2x, then we have minus 1. Wala tayong remainder, so this would be the final answer. So, ganun lang kasimple, no? Do not forget the rule. Pag nag-divide sa divisor ng certain number, you have to divide the quotient with the same number. Hindi kasama yung remainder. That's it.